Alright, my name is Brian.
My name is Kaylana.
My name is Vanessa.
My name is Julie.
My name is Mohammed.
And we did our speech topic on water conservation.
So the average family uses more than 300 gallons of water per day. 70% of this usage occurs outdoors, and the rest of the 30% occurs indoors. This is according to the article, How We Use Water, written by the EPA in 2018. Many of us in the U.S. Take for granted that we would always have an infinite supply of fresh water. Imagine living in a world where our most needed resource of fresh water was unavailable to us. For some, people around the world, such as Yemen, Libya, the Western Sahara, and Jordan, already suffer from this water scarcity. With this lack of accessibility of clean and safe water, they suffer from infectious diseases such as malaria and jaundice. This is according to the article, Development of Impact Factors on Damage to Health by Infectious Diseases Caused by Domestic Water Scarcity. With the knowledge of what can happen if excessive water use continues, we can prevent from this scarcity happening to us. We all rely on the access of water for our very survival. From drinking water to house usage to environmental purposes, water is an essential necessity in our lives. We use water to take showers, to brush our teeth, to wash our hands and wash dishes, to cook, drink, and to clean. Water is not only essential for our domestic needs, but for also our agricultural, industrial, and also an alternative energy source. So in this speech, we will discuss how water conservation is a problem, ways in which we can save water in and outside our home, and how the consequences if water scarcity continues. And now Vanessa will talk about how water conservation is a problem.
The conservation of water is a primary problem in California that requires our utmost attention. A majority of water waste occurs within the confines of a household. We supplied our own survey on water conservation to a classroom of 17 Californian student residents and became the founder of important and very telling results. A majority of water usage is a lack in the bathroom, and it was a quite prevalent result for us. A majority of students claim that they shower every day of 47%. 41% of the students then claim that they shower every other day, which means that 88% of students are taking frequent showers at their homes. Furthermore, 35% of students claim that they take showers that are longer than 15 minutes. And then 47% of students claim that they take showers longer than 10 minutes but less than 15 minutes. These statistics were immediately troubling to us, for showers are third in usage in using the most water. The average amount of water used in these showers is 17.2 gallons, with a flow rate of 2.1 gallons per minute. Our survey also garnered that kitchen water waste was a big deal. Many people believe that dishwashing is a more efficient way of cleaning dishes rather than by hand. Unfortunately, this is a myth that has failed to die out and contributes to continuous water wastage. 65% of students claim that they use the dishwasher at home, and then 12% of students claim that they use both. This was a blaring statistic, for it was a major piece of evidence of the lack of water conservation. People often wash the dishes before using the dishwasher, but according to an article by Tony Hart in 2012, this wastes 20 more gallons of water than normal dishwashers. Water wastage outside was also a recurring problem. In the same survey, students allowed us a glance into their external household water waste as well. The biggest way that people are wasting water is by watering their lawn extensively, especially with sprinklers. 65% of students did admit that they use sprinklers to water their lawns. However, when you water your lawn or garden a different way, this will still result in a waste of water if not utilized correctly. The hose is another alternative that people gravitate towards. However, this is not an alternative that can be seen with good results. According to a 2016 published book titled Intro to Water in California by David Carl, 5 minutes of the hose is equal to 25 gallons of water wasted. Another reason that water conservation is a problem, there is a lack of improvement, which means a lack of awareness. Based on our survey, we came to the realization that as Californian residents, we are much too unaware of where California stands with water waste. The most drastic drought in California occurred in the years 2015 to 2016. According to the book California Drought by Laura Perdue, California's map showed abnormally dry conditions, or worse, the result of this drought. Despite our endless difficulty in the drought, we learned no lesson. After all, we were in this drought-like situation for 7 years. Do you remember, guys, having to shorten our showers, having to hear the constant news of how our water supply was lowering, the constant panic and worry that settled in as we came to the realization that our water supply was drying out? Not enough of Californian residents take matters into their own hands outside of their own actions. As mere citizens, conserving water in and outside is just a small part. Naturally, actions taken in and around the household is a good start. However, more of a drastic improvement is needed. There is no alert to higher authorities that we are making sure of. Whether it be the government office or our local city office, higher positions should be aware of our desire to demand change. Now that I've told you about water waste in and outside of the household and our lack of awareness from California students, Brian will now tell you about a few plans and solutions for conservation of water to incorporate into our daily lives.
Alright, so there's going to be a large number of ways for you guys to actually conserve water, but I'm going to be going into 3 main areas that you and I, as college peers, can manage. According to the EPA, the largest contributors of water usage in a typical American household takes place in your bathroom and kitchen. Your bathroom alone can account for over half of all water usage, and even your toilet can account for around 27% of the water usage. Luckily, we have some ways for you to help reduce these numbers. You can start off by not leaving your tap water running. Based off of our survey results, we noticed that a lot of you guys have been leaving the water running while brushing your teeth. But did you know that according to the EPA, the average American faucet flows at 2 gallons per minute? So it's probably best to leave the tap water off. You can also try taking shorter showers. Based off of our survey, when a lot of you guys have been saying you're taking over 10 to 15 minutes to shower, comparing this with the average American time of 8 minutes and 20 seconds, you can see that there's a difference. You could also try adjusting your toilet. The average American toilet takes 1.6 gallons to flush, but by adding a large object such as a brick or a bottle filled with water in your toilet tank, you could reduce the amount of water being flushed. Outside of your bathroom, you're going to have your kitchen, and once again, we have some more methods to help reduce some water. You can start by defrosting in your fridge. Now, growing up, my grandma always told me to just leave the frozen chicken underneath the hot water while running. And while this may help, it's actually quite wasteful and time-consuming if you think about it. So instead, you could try leaving your frozen food in the fridge overnight to defrost, and not only will it help conserve water, but it will actually help conserve the quality of meat as well. You could also try adjusting and managing your dishwasher. Older dishwashers these days use as much as 16 gallons per wash, but did you know that by upgrading to a newer dishwasher, it should only take around 5 to 6 gallons? You could also try and fully utilize your dishwasher instead of having a bunch of smaller hand washes throughout the day. Just fill up your dishwasher as much as you can at the end of the day, because as mentioned before, with 2 gallons flowing per minute out of a faucet, it's probably best to use your dishwasher. Lastly, you can try composting. Composting is important because some of you guys may just flush your food scraps down your drain, but by composting, you could actually reuse it for a later method I will be talking about. The last thing you could do around your house is to find and fix leaks. Even a small leak can lead to big water waste if left unfixed. According to the EPA, the average household loses 10,000 gallons a year just because of these leaks. That's actually enough to wash 270 loads of laundry. Fortunately, fixing minor leaks such as leaking valves or dripping faucets is an easy do-it-yourself job that doesn't require a plumber. You could actually save around 10% on your water bills by doing this according to the EPA. Outside of your house, we have your yard and your lawn. Your grass lawn is what's going to require the most amount of water. You could start by watering your lawn during the cool early morning hours or in the evening. This is because in midday, there's going to be a lot of evaporation of water, also water waste. You can also try watering less often. As mentioned before, it's better to actually soak the soil every couple of days instead of just sprinkling the top every single day. Lastly, you can try watering in zones. According to the California Water Conservation Council, the sunny spots of your grass lawn require around 30% more water than the shaded spots. So by positioning your sprinklers properly, you could save water. Outside of your lawn, your yard can be adjusted to save water. Based off my 20 hours of volunteering experience with Our City Forest, located in San Jose, I've learned that by adding mulch and compost around the base of your trees and plants in your backyard, you could actually cool the soil and prevent evaporation of water. The last thing that you could do outside is to use a rain barrel to recycle rainwater. Now, according to the CUWCC, a 50-gallon rain barrel is going to cost around $100. And basically what you're going to want to do is position your rain barrel in an area with a lot of excess rainwater. And you may be thinking $100 is a little steep for a rain barrel, but if you think about it, you could easily collect over 200 gallons of water in a typical rainy season. And this water can be used to water your plants and can even be used in emergency situations. So if you're a broke college student like me, you're probably wondering what's the easiest and cheapest option to do to save water. Well, look no further, because by simply spreading this information to your friends and family, you could actually help spread awareness and ultimately preserve water. The more that we educate people, the more water that we save. You could even take it a step further and call your congressional delegation. Your congressional delegation is a group of officials representing California in our United States Congress. This is one of the most powerful things we could do as individuals, especially when there are 45 Democrats and 7 Republicans in position. You don't even need to be an expert on the issue, but the more people that call and talk about the importance of saving water, the more likely your representative is to notice. I've gone over ways of how to save water inside of your house as well as outside of your house, and a super simple and affordable way to help conserve water. Now here's Julie to help explain the potential consequences that may follow based off your decisions on water conservation.
Now let's see what water conservation will benefit in your daily life. The first obvious benefit of saving water inside your home is saving money. Due to the variety reasons, the water bill in California is much higher than the national average. According to the Water News Agency Circle of Blue, the national water bill cost average is less than $40 per month, while San Francisco water bill for households pay $108 a month. What more concerning is that the water price in California will keep rising. According to the Water News Agency Circle of Blue in San Francisco, water rates increased 119 to 127% between 2010 to 2019. Between 2010 to 2017, the water rates in Los Angeles jumped 71%. After we know these numbers, we understand that water conservation can save us a lot of money. As Brian just mentioned, even fixing a small leak can help us save 10,000 gallons of water per year. According to Alameda County Water District, the water consumption charge is based on the number of units used by each customer. 1 unit is 748 gallons of water. The water consumption charge is currently $4,418 per unit for the typical customer. Fixing a small leak can help us save at least $100 per year. Only one solution can save you $100 per year. If you take all of our solutions, it will be a lot of money. Secondly, outdoor water conservation activities significantly save in energy and beautify your garden. By adjusting the lawn, people can both save energy and time. Reducing the lawn size in your yard can save energy by using less energy for pumping the water, and also shorten the time people spend on the lawn work. In addition, outdoor water conservation activity around the yard help people to decorate the yard and reducing the water usage. You can make your yard more attractive by using mulch-covered soil. You also can lower your water bill by using the rain barrels. The rain barrels collect rainwater runoff from your roof. enabling you to water your garden. Thirdly, take our advice. You can make more and more people benefits by practicing water conservation. Try to influence your neighbors and more people with your own actions. You will never convince anyone to save water if you are not doing by yourself. Your choice will make saving water a community activity and also a group benefits. But if we fail to save water, imagine that in 30 years, we are not able to drink water as regularly as we do now. Watering for yards will be restricted. When you step outside your house, you are immediately met with a sight that displays a lack of moisture. No trees, no grass, no bushes, no flowers. Your feet meet with dry soil and cement only. You go to take a sip of water from your bottle only to find it completely empty because you didn't have enough water to refill it. When you use the bathroom, you can't flush the toilet or wash your hands every time. You can only use a shower once a month. Is this the lifestyle we want to head forward? Now, Mohammed will give our conclusions.
In conclusion, today we discussed the crucial need for conserving water, how we can together overcome this issue, and how this affects every single one of us as California residents. As we all constantly rely on water, we should realize that water is limited. So we should try to conserve as much as possible inside and outside our homes. Conserving water can bring us closer to change to not only our community, but to California as a whole. You can start conserving water today by simply making sure to close your tap from your kitchen or bathroom sink when you're not using it. In the bathroom, you don't need to take unnecessarily long showers or keep the water running while you're brushing your teeth. Instead of hand washing every single dish in your kitchen, you can switch to a new dishwasher, which can save you a significant amount of water every day. Make sure that there are no leaks in your house either, because if there are, you could be wasting over 10,000 gallons of water every year, according to the EPA. These leaks can be easily fixed without even needing the assistance of a plumber. And don't forget about the water being wasted outside your home. According to WaterSense, 50% of the water used outside your house is wasted. So water your lawn less often and in lower quantities, depending on the time of day. And you should use less water in shaded areas of your lawn, and only water it when it's cool in cooler times of the day, such as in the morning or in the evening. In addition, you can place a few inches of mulch around your lawn to reduce evaporation, which eliminates the need to use more water. Another step you should take is to raise awareness within your household and friends. Teach them about the importance of conserving water and let them know about what they can do to reduce water waste in their bathrooms, kitchens, and outside their homes. You should also be discussing campaigns and movements such as the Land and Water Conservation Fund. This is one of the most crucial steps because people need to be aware of the conservation of water. Fresh water is a limited resource, but millions of gallons of water are wasted every day because of misuse. Water conservation is our responsibility as human beings, as it is necessary for our survival and beneficial for our environment. Therefore, we need to learn how to use water wisely in our daily lives. If we can take a step toward water conservation, we can help save water for years to come.